Hey guys, how are you? How you doing, Jenna and Joe? What is happening?
Hey, Al, Joe, happy Monday.
It is a
How's it
happy.
going, guys?
How was your weekend, Jenna? How was your weekend, Joe?
It was great. It was great. Yeah, SpinUP was awesome.
Tell us about SpinUP, man. We're all waiting to hear how was SpinUP.
SpinUP was is my first visit to SpinUp, and it was a real good time. It was a little more intimate. A lot of people know it's a smaller turnout, but that was not a bad thing. Kind of gave everybody a little more time to just engage in one another and chat and friendship and whatnot. So it was good. I got to meet some faces, meet some new faces I hadn't met before, and got to do some flying. Won a little Tiny Hawk 3, and
Oh,
watched all my friends win stuff too, and so it was a real good time. A lot of fun.
Awesome. I heard Steve Carpenter was there.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh, I wish I would have been there. I would love to.
It sure was. Yeah, I got to. That was a first time meet. Sean Oz was a first time meet. Jeff Sills was there. Brent Eat More Possum was there. Got to meet him. So it was. The list goes on.
Was there as usual?
Kai, big old Kai was there.
Kai was there. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Of course, that's his neighborhood.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's nice. I mean, saw a little bit of the spin down the following day when you guys were at the bridge.
Yep. That was fun.
And on the streams and stuff. So yeah, that was. I mean, again, it's part of SpinUp is just the going, seeing the connections, the friendship, the community. Yeah, I mean, that's, it just solidifies, I think, the bonds that we all have. And there's other elements to it. Share some good tips and practices and, some information and all that good stuff. So yeah, no, it's fun. I couldn't go this year. I've gone previous years, but yeah. And
I was lucky this year. I live in Houston, which is just about 2.5 hours from Austin, and I'm a roofer. Those who don't know, and there was a big hailstorm about a month ago, so I've been in Austin working for about off and on for 4 or 5 days, and then come home for a couple, go back for 5 or 6. So it worked out perfect. I was out there working and was there anyway. And I'll be back. I'm back in Houston now. I'll be back in Austin in probably 3 days. Back working for another week. So
nice.
Didn't have to splurge for a hotel. My company had us Airbnb, so that worked out well.
We're having this conversation between us three. That's so. But tell me this: did anybody bring any fixed wings on that? Where'd you guys go fly? Did you go fly back? What was the name of the airfield in Round Rock, Jenna? I can't remember that part.
Old Settlers Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Sunday. Yeah, that was Sunday after the sunrise at the Pennybacker Bridge. Then we all kind of split. Some of the guys went and had breakfast. I went back to my Airbnb just to kind of pack up the rest of my stuff because I was heading home right after the Sunday meet. So went and got my belongings and then went to the meet and headed home after that. So
got it.
Yeah, nice.
We also flew at the building, at lunch break. We'd go out and fly, and then out there in the field, there was plenty of people flying around.
So what was the predominance? Camera or FPV quads?
Probably split. I'd say probably a little bit more FPV, but still quite a few camera drones.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to fly like Pennyback, I mean, it's such a picturesque bridge, sunrise and stuff. And
yeah.
And I was watching Chris Hope. I mean, he's always getting good shots and, in the morning. And so.
Definitely. Yeah, I put the Mini 3 Pro up over there. I did get some good shots of the bridge, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, did you guys have fog in the morning? Did you guys get there early in the morning and it was foggy?
You're breaking up a little bit. What'd you say?
Oh, was it foggy when you guys flew in the morning?
No, no, no. It was nice and clear. Yep, nice and clear. There was good clouds. Gave a nice, pretty sky, but no, no fog. It was nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. So, what do you guys think about the Pocket leaks that are coming out? The new DJI Pocket 3 is going to apparently there's a lot of hype. As usual, DJI is using us for the marketing. So I know, Jenna, you like your Insta360 a lot, but you
I
also
do.
use the GoPro a lot too.
I do. I got this little guy here. I don't use it like it's like a vlogging camera. I used it for the last. I re-uploaded my B29 video that I took on the outside of this. For whatever reason, the landing didn't come out. I don't know why, but you can't put this on the bottom of a B29 and not see the landing on it. So I re-uploaded that video and had a little explanation for it and whatnot. So, but I like this because it's nice and versatile. I can take the media mod off and
That's got a dual mic too, doesn't it, Jenna? Front and back.
yeah, front and back. And if I want, then I've got the DJI mics, but I got these little cheap because for the action I save my good DJI mics for my real cameras, so to speak. But this does the job. But yeah, I mean, you can switch it front and back on this, or just put this on, just one of these little guys, and yeah, you're good to go. I mean, this and this. I mean, there's a lot of people knowing, this and I mean, these wireless mics are just awesome.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, I know that. I have the Pocket 2, and it's a pretty decent little kit. When you buy it, because you end up with the remote microphone right down here, and that works really well. This little remote microphone works well, and it comes with a little tripod to hold everything together. But it is a bit long because you got to put together the base for it, the transmit, and it just ends up being pretty long, little stick, it doesn't even fit in the frame. And to stabilize it, then you have to use the little, well, you don't have to, but it comes with this cool little tripod. And I think what they're going to do with the Pocket 3, like, they're going to probably just merge all these things that just kind of, are dangling. You have to add on to it, kind of bolt on, So I'm thinking that they're probably going to incorporate, the remote microphone transmitter and pair it up with, the little microphone. And I'm thinking that's what they're going to end up doing. And the main question I'm thinking is, are they going to increase this little display? I bet they're going to make a larger display. Because it seems like the GoPro product line has made a larger display. And Insta360 is kind of doing it, with even the X3 has that little module that plugs in that's got a front LCD display. So that's what I'm predicting. I don't know. What do you guys think it's going to be?
Yeah, like I said backstage, I don't use the Pocket too much. A buddy of mine's got one. I've used it a few times. They're great. It's a great tool to have. I don't know really what they would incorporate in the 3 that's missing from the 2. I'm a bad source for an answer on that one.
Well, for a camera person, larger screen, which would be nice. And I don't use it, and I've actually never used one. So I don't know All right, well, larger screen, and how about a flippy screen, right? So you could turn it around.
Yeah.
You could be at different angles. And I think it's going to have a better joystick on it, for a handle. And then, okay, fine. Then what about an app controlling it with your phone? Easier? Or maybe another little external type of whatchamajigger that you might be able to control it with? That software, God forbid if you even had different cameras on it, like, the drones do. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at, the usual hitters here on the leaks, Let me see if I can get a better.
I mean, it's really made for content creators, because we were talking about, the follow, oh my goodness, the follow me and waypoints and motion lapse and things like that. That's great. It's a lot of the stuff is more automated than you're going to find with some of the other kind of.
Yeah, and so what they're showing, like one of your wishes is it looks like it's going to come true, Jenna, because look at what they're doing with the little display there. They made it bigger, almost like a 1920 by 1080 display in that little tiny thing, right? I know it's not that resolution, but my point being is the same form factor, like 16 by 9, or something like that.
Give it as much utility as you can.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah, it looks like it'll be the first thing it'll break will probably be that little piece there, unfortunately.
It looks shorter though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't look as long as the 2.
Yeah, it definitely looks a lot shorter for sure. Let's see if we can find some other pictures here.
Yeah, Warren said a 1-inch sensor. Not a bad idea.
That's nice. It'll have a nice camera on it. And if it has a nice camera on it, then okay, it's used for kind of video, that sort of thing. But why not pictures? I mean, if it's got a 1-inch sensor, are you talking 20 megapixel pictures?
Right.
And this picture they're showing there, that's the Pocket 2. See if they show anything else here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow. Here's the specs. Yeah, you're right there, Joe. 1-inch sensor right there.
Mm-hmm.
F-stop is increased. That's from 1.8 to 2.0.
That's fine. I mean, God, that's not. I mean, you're not even going to miss it.
Yeah, exactly. And there's 700 nits, and there's the screen size we're talking about 314 by 556 by 556.
And so the battery's internal. You can't swap batteries out?
Sure. I don't think so. Yes.
I think that's it. That's right. It is internal.
Yeah. And look, they're using ActiveTrack 6.0. Whoa, what a big jump. From 3.0 to 6.0. And the bit that went from 8 to 10, so everything's looking much nicer. It's heavier too. They're showing almost 180 grams, 179 grams.
Yep.
Definitely longer, 140.
67 grams heavier.
Yeah. Let's see what else. There's definitely beefier, definitely bigger.
Yeah. I mean, I know it won't have multiple lenses, but I'm just saying, it's the drones do.
Yeah, and you know what? It's the DJI Pocket 6 now, I think, is using the same ActiveTrack 6 also. Yeah, so it's crazy how many products they put out. Oh my gosh. And they're so good that they just dominate the market. So what do you think? What do you guys think about this product? It looks pretty nice, huh?
It does look
Well,
nice.
but it's niche. How would you use it, Jenna? How would you use it? How would you use it, Joe?
Just
Jenna,
for,
go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say just for vlogging. Basically just take the place of this if I'm out and about, just trying to capture content.
Yeah, minimal packing for sure.
Yeah.
It's great that it's so small.
Yeah, I use it mostly for B-roll type stuff where you do the motion lap stuff like we were discussing. But the Osmo Mobile 6 or the 3 that you have today, Joe, with your phone, you could do that too, right?
Yep,
So,
yep. Sure can.
it's
Rob,
just,
what's up, man?
hey, how are you, sir?
I've started working on joining the dark side.
Okay. Jenna, are we dark?
Guys.
So yesterday I went up to Ken Hoffauer, place it here's, and I took my Gep RC Cinelog 20 up there, and we got it all set up with my radio master and my goggles too. So now it's flyable and I can see. And I started working on liftoff. I can at least like make turns now and lift off instead of crashing trying to turn. So it's getting there. But as I told Ken yesterday, I kind of got stuck in drone racing lead, and because I hadn't put the drone together, it was like, yeah, okay. So I put that sim. I kind of put it aside. Now that the drone is flyable, now it's like, okay, I want to go learn how to fly this silly thing, right? And so there's inspiration to go do the simulator. So
once you get it, man, you'll be hooked. I promise.
It is. I'm so glad you tried it.
Ken was like, the light bulb will just come on.
It will.
It came on for me about 2 hours in on getting my thumbs for the turns so I could get myself turned.
Yep.
And once that motion kind of got ingrained in there, I was like, okay, this is kind of okay. Oh wow, I could tell that I was just kind of getting a feel for it, right? I'm obviously not doing kind of perfect turns. I call them floaty turns. I tend to keep drifting to the outside. It's not a nice tight turn. It's kind of a around kind of turn.
You'll get used to it. Just more throttle.
Yeah. It's like
down a little bit more. I'm a year and a half in. I'm still trying to get better. So.
Those coordinated turns where you got to yaw and turn at the same time. Once you get that down, you could just spin it right on the spot. Make that U-turn and practice that. That's really fun. So
I'll get it. And I've done a roll already. I can do the rolls. It's kind of fun. You're not wrong. That's kind of the next one I kind of want to try is the yaw spin, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Once you get that one down, it just
that's easier in the potato for me than it is the Avata or a Whoop in general.
Now, I do have a question.
Throwing that big thing around, Joe. I mean, that thing is heavy. That thing pushes, man.
Yeah.
So here's a question for you, Joe.
Yeah.
How hard was it going from the sim to the actual drone?
Not. It was not hard. I mean, it's nerve-wracking, obviously, because it's real life, but it was.
But it didn't feel like it was some night and day difference between.
No.
Between
the only difference is that I'm using the DRL sim, and it seems to be like kind of slow. I had to be like really
that's what
aggressive on the throttle to make it go. Yeah, I was like really aggressive. But, and then in real life, it was just the controls are the same. It's just getting the feel for it and learning it and getting your brain to flip that switch.
I think that's why I had the problem with DRL, because it was too slow, and didn't feel like real. It didn't feel as responsive as real.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, it is a little slow, but the controls give you the feel for it anyway. And then I haven't done the sim really in a while.
So I picked a beefier frame and a beefier model, and I got better performance out of the sim. So if you pick a beefy, like really heavy 5-incher and throw it around.
Yep. I've got a 5-inch Demi-Bot. Shout out Kim Fused FPV and John Gardo. Sent me a Demi
I
Vaz
don't know what
Reno.
that. I don't know what that default one is in liftoff. It's probably a 5-inch drone, based on what I see.
I think it is. Yeah.
You get to pick it though. Check your profile and
Yeah. You know, they even have mine, but you got to do a subscription in order to get mine. To download it off of Steam to get that.
Who is that guy?
2020.
Well, did you fly JB's house yet?
No, it's in there. I saw it.
Go fly his house.
Ken had me flying Bando. So when I actually he put me on the sim at his house, and that wasn't going so well. It took me about an hour after I got home. After about an hour, I was at least like, okay, at least I'm not crashing every 30 seconds. And then what the Bando one, I was like, this one's kind of boring. It's just like go up and down the street, fly around the sphere at the end of the street kind of thing, which is good for beginning of just, go there, come back, go there, come back, and just sort of maneuvering the drone around. So I was looking through them and I was like, hangar. Okay, let me try this hangar thing. That one's actually not bad. It's sort of a dockyard, shipyard kind of thing. And so they have the big overhead cranes, so you can fly under the big overhead cranes. And there's 2 excavators, and I've gotten to the point that I can actually gap the excavators okay at the moment. Which I thought was a pretty good achievement of being able to do that, because from way back, it's like that looks like a pretty small.
Yep.
Jenna, is that bringing back memories to you?
A little bit. I haven't like Joe, I haven't been on liftoff in a long time, but it's getting cold up here, and I wanted to fly like last 3 weekends. Of course, it's been raining, and now raining again last weekend. This weekend I won't be here again, and it's like, and then it's going to get cold. I don't like to fly out. Camera drones, yeah, you can sit in the car, and you can sit in the car with the car too,
you can fly from your couch.
I could do that.
When we get the 4G dongle, you definitely can fly from your couch.
Right?
Hey, Scotty. I love Scotty.
So, but yeah, no,
Scotty. So Scotty,
what's up?
Who is that guy?
Ken helped me out and got me going.
Let me tell you what, Rick Williamson is never who is that guy anymore.
Never.
That son of a gun, he is incredible. I don't know if y'all know it. Well, maybe I'm not supposed to say, but he bought Chris Hope a drone, just like he did that Joe FotoLeo right there.
Me or not?
You got the DJI FPV, didn't you?
I did.
All right, so I look here, and I already know Al knows how to fly carbon. I know Jenna went and won some carbon. Are you flying that carbon fiber yet?
Not yet.
Oh,
come on.
It looks
Well,
like
in my defense, I wanted to fly it earlier this month, but it's been raining every weekend.
Okay.
It's true.
God, that is such a good-looking drone, though.
That is a good-looking drone.
I've got the Nazgul. Scott, I've got the Nazgul. I've flown that.
He'll fly the same way.
But yeah, I just didn't want to trash Ken's build. I wanted to get
okay. So that's your first problem. You can't fly with fear.
No.
I'm not flying. I'm flying with caution.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
So let me tell you how you fix that, Jenna. You go get another one.
Well, I've got the Nazgul. Like I said, I'll trash the Nazgul. I've bounced the Nazgul. I've dribbled the Nazgul off a macadam backwards. I've got so many crashed little thingies on that. It's awesome. But Ken's build is a work of art. I just didn't want to trash it the first time I flew it.
No, I relate to that, and I do understand that. And I bought an aluminum one. Well, guess what? I'm trashing the crap out of it now. I don't really care anymore. I thought, this is going to be a specialty thing, and I realized, no, it's just another drone, so I just fly it. So.
Yeah, no, I want to do it because it's got the O2 versus the O3, and I sure as heck want to fly the O3.
Yeah,
but Rod, I hear you in it, and I did hear you finally got to go see Ken.
Yeah, Ken and I got together yesterday, and Mikey Flyzone, we had him on the phone sort of in a couple of places where we were just sort of validating what we needed to do to update. Mostly what we had to do was update the Radio Master Zorro.
Right.
We didn't really have to do virtually anything on the drone. The Zorro was out of date. It didn't have ELRS 3.
But you got it working?
Yeah, we got it all working. And it's hooked to the goggles and everything's all great.
So I'm telling you all this from experience too, because I did the same thing. I had one drone, scared to death to fly it, didn't want to mess it up, didn't want to break it. And I flew timidly, and because I did, I couldn't fly. And I would BMAC to me has the best videos as far as that, you know, where he puts it on the table, he starts to take off, and boom, it drops on the ground. Well, that's pretty much what I did too. I did the same thing.
No.
But the next day I went in, I said, look, I've been flying. I didn't fly the simulator much, but enough to realize I figured out what to do. And so the next day I said, you know what? I'm just going to send this thing. The best analogy I can give you is like riding a bicycle. When you first take the training wheels off, you're scared to drive, and you don't go fast enough, and you wobble and you fall down. And but when you really put the gas to it, next thing you know, that son of a gun is gliding, and you have your new freedom, and it's like, holy cow, this is great.
So my
And
goal
the easy
is
part too is that once you get that throttle management, you can
Yep.
set the throttle. You can literally let go of the throttle and you just pitch it forward, and she freaking rolls right down the road. And
Yeah,
then
but
when
Al,
you
you
hit
know what the next problem is there is you realize you're going forward, and that's great, but now you got to turn around. And that's the
yeah,
next
that was
problem.
my problem
And I did
yesterday,
Ken
Scotty. That was
Ken
my problem
Hoffbauer that way.
yesterday.
You know, Ken's going. I said, all right, now you got to turn around. But you know, we had plenty of space to do it. So I said, if you can't do it, just drop the thing. We go get it. You know, it's not a big deal. And eventually you figure out how to do that. So,
But
and
man,
you
more
gotta
power to
say
you
that-
guys that are taking on this carbon and getting into it, because
Mhm.
you know, I started there. I didn't start with the camera drone, and you know, I was an idiot because
Why?
I
What?
saw the FPV and I quit looking at camera drones, and I said, well, I'm gonna go get this FPV stuff because it looks like more fun. But I didn't know jack. I didn't know anything, and it wasn't easy. Now, Joe, to me, he's excellent about the way he describes how to, because with the DJI FPV, take it up to 400 feet, put it in manual mode, and learn how to hit the oh crap button. And you can learn how to fly manual by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
The best advice. I mean, it's wonderful. It's great. And that is a feature that we didn't have.
Right. Yep.
You know,
now you
I was glad when that drone came out. I was like, that's it. That's how I need to learn right there. It's, you know, you got a safety button, you got a, you know, a safety net. And
so at Minefield, you know, I had one motive, and
Sorry.
I kind of think I stepped on Bob Casey's toes a little bit, because, you know, I think, Joe, you were supposed to go teach Bob how to fly manual.
we were going over the field. You didn't step on his toes. Chris Volpine came over and shut us down.
Oh, is that when?
Yeah. It's fine, you know.
Came over.
Yeah.
But anyway, I had one thing in mind. I was going to get Joe on some carbon fiber, and I knew good and well I wasn't worried about you crashing my drone, because if you crashed it, it wasn't a big deal anyway. I would just fix it.
Yeah.
But I already knew you had the skills to do it. And I know when you get the carbon fiber, it will free you up to do so much more. So,
Oh yeah. I still fly, you know, not scared, but somewhat timidly, because it is a plastic drone. You know, the potato is fragile. I'm getting better with it and more nimble with it and more comfortable, but I still don't hit those real small gaps. Now the Avata, I crashed the Avata this weekend.
man, I got the POS and I fly it like a camera drone.
Yeah.
It scares me to death.
I got a Mini 3 Pro and I fly it like a POS.
Well,
I ended up taking my POS. Joe, remember you and I actually configured it to do full echo?
Yeah, your manual. Mm-hmm.
Manual mode is what DJI calls it. So That's what I'm flying my POS now half the time, but I bounced it off. I did a power loop and didn't pull up fast enough. Usually, trying to hit the same gap you came through.
Mm-hmm.
And it hit, and I kept flying, and this thing took off. Like something happened with,
Wow.
and it just picked up and started taking off. You know what I had to do to get it
It
back?
got mad at you
I,
for
oh, yeah,
whacking
they
it on
were
the
definitely
ground.
really mad at me. I spanked it in the butt really hard, and I, the return home button didn't work. I turned the controller off, and it came back.
Really?
Wow.
Well, but it had 0% battery, and it was 200 feet up. And I'm like, oh, this thing's gonna drop out of the sky.
Yeah.
I don't know. It did not, and it landed. Talking about dropping out of the sky, Dustin Dunnels. Have you guys seen his range test on the DJI Mini 4? He lost it on
Really?
the test. Yeah.
Damn.
He's always pushing it to the max, right?
Mm-hmm. He's not in Hawaii anymore, is he?
No, he moved over. I think he's in New Mexico or Arizona.
I thought I heard he moved to the States. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's New Mexico is what I had heard.
Yeah, and he flies from a really high mountain area also. But anyway, check out his. I know his video came out.
Actually, if he's at altitude, that would hurt the range because the air's thinner.
That's exactly what he pointed out, Ron. Exactly what he pointed out, that it didn't return as efficiently as he thought.
Yeah.
And it was the thin air that was doing it.
Yeah,
I think he took off from 6,000 feet, I think.
That's why the Denver Nuggets won last year, because they play at 6,000 feet, and none of the teams that come and play them in their stadium can breathe because of the altitude.
Hey, Scott, I heard to put helium in the basketball, man. And that's why they won. The helium and the altitude.
The only problem with that theory is, why is it not helping the Broncos?
Yeah, really.
Burn.
They need to be sucking that helium.
Yeah, apparently. This year, they apparently are.
And talking with a real high voice.
Now, my goal is to be able to fly my little cine log at the South Florida drone meetup semi-competently by April, right? Just to be able to hover that thing around and float it around like I did my Avata last year with the motion controller.
You'll be
Hey, Joe, is Kai a big guy or what?
Man, Kai is huge. Kai is huge.
Kyle and I know because
Did you see the picture? He did like this and put his arm on my head.
Yeah,
like
you were
this.
taking photos. You were taking the photos, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now imagine, God, I don't even know that I can say his last name. Wimby, right? Who's playing for the Spurs. 7'4". That dude he's playing like he's a little 6-foot guard.
Well, I saw Kai duck under a door, a doorway, which standard door is 6'8". So I would probably put 7'2" on him, maybe 7'3". I mean, he's up there.
Yeah, that's about right. I think that's what it is, 7'2".
Yeah.
I saw a guy in an airport once. That dude must have been 7'8" or taller. His shoulders damn near hit the top of the bathroom door that he ducked under to get in. I'm just
holy crap.
that's the tallest dude I've ever freaking seen.
I got a picture with me and Kai and Johnny Drone Flyer. That's one of my favorite photos right there because Johnny and I are about the same size, and Kai just towers over us.
Yeah.
So, I got another one which is just like yours, Joe, where he puts his elbow on your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the tallest guy and shortest guy champions of SpinUP 23.
Yeah, y'all did pretty good. I mean, y'all didn't have as many people there, so I guess you had. Did you win anything?
Yeah, I won a Tiny Hawk Pro 3, or a Tiny Hawk 3, not Pro.
Right.
Yeah,
I got that one.
Yeah, there it is, that right there.
Yeah.
It's a big old boy.
That just doesn't look right.
I sent that to a couple of my buddies here. They said, "Who's that kid wearing your jersey?"
But man, that's a good event too, isn't it? I mean,
It is. It's a lot of fun.
but it is fun. So
Yep. A lot of fun, informative, camaraderie,
yeah.
like-minded people, the usual, flying.
Yeah, Al and I got to go chase DeMarco's car. You remember that, Al?
Yeah, it bounced off his roof. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And Mark was like,
Because I was chasing you, all of a sudden everything stopped.
yeah. Luckily, I was flying that beefy car.
Jim?
And the other reason I got that small drone is, well, we have these things in Florida called hurricanes. So I was like, when we're stuck inside and I'm bored, I got something small enough that I could fly around inside the house.
More power to you. I could never fly inside. All I do is crash from wall to wall.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. I'll just say that that's kind of one of the goals. I've crashed into the walls with the Tiny Hawk 3. That thing flies like crap. At least indoors, that thing flies like crap.
In angle mode or air mode?
If I put it in angle mode, it almost is stable. If you put it in acro mode, that little lightweight thing is like a little bouncy rubber ball.
Yeah, it's definitely for outside. It's definitely for outside.
Is that the secret? Because I always did acro. I never considered air mode.
Yeah, air mode inside is, angle mode. Angle mode inside is pretty stable.
Okay.
Yeah, that is not bad, but the weight and the way you get the battery in there, if you get the battery off one side or the other, the thing tends to.
Yep. Got to center it up for sure.
You got to center it up, and even front back with the camera angle. I've noticed mine wants to drift backwards.
I like the shirt, Joe.
I need to
like that?
do the adjustment.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, who's experienced with taking their little mini outside and you're flying it and the wind comes along and you're like, hey, come back, hey.
Yeah, I did that. I lost one, went into a bush. Luckily enough, a bush caught it.
The wind threw it into a bush, yeah.
Because it was going to the neighbor's yard. But props, I couldn't keep props on the thing. That was my little mobile.
Oh, the ones that throw the little props so you can never find them? Oh.
They now have the Baby Hawk with the 03 air unit on it. I was looking at that, and it's like,
nice.
Tempting. That looks tempting as sort of the next sort of open prop style.
Once Are I they get still this doing other thing. The T-mount, with the two screws?
No, not the Tiny Hawk, the Baby Hawk. The next size up.
I got you.
With the 03.
Yeah, the Baby Hawk 2 HD had the Vista in it. With usually,
yeah, it's basically that with the 03 in it now.
This guy here, which I happen to have that camera, but I took out the flight controller, but that's the frame. And it kind of revolutionized the frame. That frame kind of looks a little familiar, doesn't it, Scott? And it kind of looks like your machine work stuff, right? You remember that? So
actually, Rodney Bell threw a video up from Minefield where he got to fly the 03 Baby Hawk. Somebody had it there and let him fly it.
I think John Coopy did.
Coopy did.
Rodney win a drone as well.
You're muffled, Jack.
Didn't Rodney win a drone as well?
Rodney Bell?
Yeah. Because I saw a video where he was flying I don't know if it was a Baby Hawk or what it was, but
yeah, it was a Baby Hawk 03. Somebody let him borrow it. He didn't.
Was it inside?
No, he was out of that field.
It was outside. Okay, all right. I was gonna say because we were.
That everybody flies that on Sunday.
Okay. I was gonna say if it was inside because we had the Tiny Hawk 3 that I won. We kind of had to compete for it. Fly a lap around the room, kind of thing.
Okay,
Lee
Bessing
won a lot too, didn't he?
Lee Bessing?
Yeah.
He cleaned up, man.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Golly.
That's
He
what he
cleaned
told
up.
me anyway. So.
He got a cell phone gimbal, a RC truck, I think a Amazon gift card.
Oh my God.
I think he got a massage too. I don't even think they were giving away massages. He got one of them somehow.
He's
He
probably
cleaned
flying a
up.
car show or something.
Yeah.
Well, here's the Baby Hawk series now. You can see the 03 series is now available. All right, let's take a look at it.
Yeah, Race Day Quad had
But
them
$509.
on pre-order.
Holy crap.
It's a 3.5 inch Baby Hawk 3.5 inch.
Yeah, it's the same frame. They're just gonna ride this frame to death, man.
But anyways, that's the one I was looking at, kind of going, maybe I'll get that one next once I actually learn how to fly and fly the one I got.
So
So
they,
what goggles do you use, Rod?
Goggles too.
Okay, because I saw they went on sale, and I hadn't gone to the 03 or I don't even know if they got into the 04, but I know they got the 03.
Yeah, they got 03. The 04 version of the goggles is coming with Avinox, the one that will probably be here in February-ish.
And that's why I don't want to buy the 03, because it's like as soon as I do, they're going to come out with
I
04.
thought about buying a second Avata to get the Integra goggles and have the backup to the Avata. I've broken it a few times, just to have the Integras. But after I heard that Avinox had been registered in China, and that sort of the next version, I don't know whether the one question I really wonder about is, will they change the air unit? Will they release like an 04 air unit?
That's what I was just going to ask.
Since they just released the 03 air unit, it's kind of one of those, it seems a little too early to change the air unit out.
I got the original air unit. So from the very first ones that came out, that's where I started. But I'm due to upgrade, and that's a big expense, and I'm just trying to figure out when to jump in and go ahead and do it.
So how's that fly, Al? Since you have it,
the old air unit, absolutely perfect. Nothing.
No, that frame.
oh, I love this guy here. I really do. I mean, I have. You can see how many frames I have and how much I've actually used. I'll go ahead and stop sharing for a second. Now, I really do like this product line here. It actually carries a GoPro bones on it quite well, by the way. But it's one of the downfalls to this product line here is this this flight controller, man, is easy to burn up. So I got tired of replacing them, and I kept buying them, and I finally just reached out to support, and I said, hey, I just burned up another one of your flight controllers. What is going on? And they basically just turned around and sent me one of these, and to get me to stop bugging them. And then about 3 weeks later, I smoked that flight controller again. So
how are you smoking them, Al?
I think, you know what, it's an all-in-one EFC, right?
Right.
So
they shorten out, or water,
no,
or what?
I guess it's just my flying style, and
Just
so
heats it up and gets it too hot.
So I went to Beta FPV flight controllers, and I just quit buying their controllers, because if you look at their, let me share the screen. Their flight controllers used to be like $70. Now they're $85 is what I noticed. Let me go ahead and share the screen, show you what I'm talking about. Entire screen. Go here, share that. Yeah, so let's see. If you go here, I think you can choose product. Nope, went the wrong place. See the flight controller right here is $85.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it's a new flight controller. Let's take a look at it and see what it is.
They're not getting cheaper.
It's only a
That
25.
stuff used to be $30 and $40.
Yeah, look, it's 25 amps.
Yeah,
So that's why you're smoking it.
Yeah.
So you just can't, womp it. How we're always womping it to dive.
Like 60 amps.
Yeah, exactly. So I bought what I'm flying now is, I think it's a 35.
Right.
So it's a 35 amp beta
Of course,
FPV.
everything I got is old now, and it's funny to say it's old. It's only like 2 or 3 years old.
Yeah, and let's take a look and see what they don't even tell you what this processor is.
Sounds like a drone. It sounds like it'd be okay for me because I'm probably not going to be one trying to like zip it 100.
Oh, yes. Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. Yeah, I would highly recommend it. By the way, it's just my flying style that's smoking those controllers. Okay.
Yeah,
So and
you're like Night Train, balls to the wall.
Let me
So-
tell you what, Al is a hard flyer. There ain't no doubt about that. That sucker sends it and goes hard and fast.
So's Night Train, so's Doc Murdoch. If you've ever seen him fly his FPV drones, oh my God, that is balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Stick the throttle at 100 and keep flying.
So, Joe, did you get you a Doc Murdoch hat?
Oh,
I didn't get a Doc Murdoch hat. No, I did not.
I bought mine from him at SpinUP 2 years ago, I think is when I.
Did you? I didn't know he was selling any. I'd have got one.
Was he there again this year?
Yeah, Doc was there. Yep.
Really?
That was one I forgot to mention. Actually, another new face that I got to meet was Doc. Yep, Chris.
Did he bring his gigantic 2 big plastic containers full of drone shit? This is why he flies the balls to the wall, because he carries like 30 drones with him.
I'm sure he did because he was driving his truck, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah, the big old white truck or
I mean, you
something.
drop that tailgate and there's anything you want.
Yeah,
when
he
he
has
came
some-
when he
he
came to the
fixed the
South Florida
markers,
drone
car
meetup the
before he
first
went
year,
riding.
he had a boatload of stuff. So
Yeah, he had a quad. He was flying around at the field on Sunday. It was a instead of an X, it was a plus. Like the camera was on an arm, right? So and then behind the camera was an arm, and then left and right were arms. So it was like flying like a plus instead of an X. Does that make sense?
Oh, cool.
It's kind of different.
yeah, I've seen him show that before.
Yeah,
I think too.
Hey,
He's
talking
got that
about
big
his truck,
7 or 8
Yeah,
inch too.
it's a 7. Yeah, I believe it's a 7 at least. Yeah.
It's a 7-inch.
Mhm. And it's
Yeah.
quiet, man. You can barely hear the thing. Pretty crazy.
I'm gonna tell you, Doc's a good guy to know because he knows a lot.
Oh,
Doc is a
God,
great guy.
does he know
Yes.
a lot?
Yeah.
He makes his own antennas, and he needs
Yes.
a dually truck with dual wheels in the back for all the weight he carries.
So Al, he kept telling us he was going to show us how to make those antennas, and he never did do that live show. I've been waiting. So
I reached out to him quite a few times trying to get, hook up and, have this kind of conversation, but I knew he was going through
He's building that house.
building his
Yeah,
house all by
he said he's
himself.
been really busy with that house. So.
Yeah. So I was like, there's, he's got priorities, and I don't want
that's
to
kind of the reason why I don't think he ever did that live show either. So
Yeah, we knew that. He's just busy as heck. So, yeah, so it's interesting how the product lines are all shifting to accommodate DJI, right, with the trendsetters. And iFlight has been keeping up with, some cool stuff. I know, Jenna, you like the iFlight stuff too. You
It's
got
good.
a couple, yeah, good products. I recommend it.
Here's the other thing, Al, on that Baby Hawk with the 03, you won't need to put the GoPro on it, so you might not burn the board up as bad.
Yeah,
You'll be carrying less. You'll have less weight.
yes, agreed. And the 03 with the new, gosh, with all the
With that camera, there's no need for a GoPro.
Nope.
Agreed.
Not for
No
what we
reason to
do.
put the GoPro on.
Yeah, not for. I mean, if you're doing a house fly through, maybe, but not for what we do.
Yeah, exactly. For flying for fun, no, you don't need the GoPro.
No.
is that the 03 version or is that
The 03,
Yeah.
the 03 is the same camera as the Avata.
okay?
The Avata,
But are they not fixing to come out with the 04?
I have no idea. That's I don't know whether Avanox will be an 04 and whether they'll release an 04 air unit.
So when are they talking about releasing Avanox?
From everything I've read, probably early next year.
Okay.
So
It hit the Chinese database already.
if they release it, what is it going to go with?
That's what nobody knows. They only know that they've registered the product name and the product number for the new goggles.
So an updated POS?
That's what I'm thinking.
No idea at this point. There's been no rumors on what drone goes with the goggles. The goggles have been registered. So they're obviously working on a new drone of some sort, whether it's going to be some updated POS or whether maybe they'll shrink Nevada down so it's under 250 for the whole remote ID, to avoid remote ID crap. That was one of the reasons I bought that Cinelog 20, because it's under 250.
Yeah, I don't know. Remote
Or
ID is over. It's overhyped. I mean,
the other suggestion that I heard on one show is, what if they go for the professional FPV and it's a Cinelifter?
Well, I hope not, because I like the hobby. I like the hobby sound.
Yeah, we would definitely jump on something like. Hopefully, somebody else will develop some.
yeah. I mean, they could take their Inspire camera system, if you would, and put that on a FPV drone.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
that article's on Drone XL.
Well, did you guys see the new Amazon drone? I think I saw it on Fox News or something like that in the last day.
Yeah, it's pooping out packages.
Yeah, 5-pound packages. So I'm gonna get my FPV. I'm gonna get my FPV merchandise from being delivered by a drone.
Hey, Al, everybody, I'm gonna get off here. I've got a couple calls coming in for work, so appreciate you having me on, Al, and Jenna, Scott, Hot Rod, everybody in the chat.
Hey Joe, I also heard you request what is it? Johnny Cash and
One
I
piece
guess
at a time. Yeah.
Figured out how to learn it. He learned how to play it, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I appreciate that.
Well, thanks
absolutely.
Man,
we'll see you guys later. Thanks. Have a good night.
See you guys.
Bye.
I feel like the oddball on this panel because I'm more the camera guy, camera jug guy than the FPV guy. I'm the just born FPV guy.
You want to talk camera drones? I'm flying
No.
2S.
Here's my thing on the camera drone side. I like to do the rocket launches, right? So my use case, well, I like sunrises and stuff like that too. But for filming sunrises and poking around the beach, what we got today is way more good enough. There's nothing that they can do sort of camera wise, any improvement that they can make that is like miraculously it's going to be some better picture kind of thing. So what I need is, because because of everything that's going on down there at NASA, holy crap, like every 3 days a rocket's going up. I don't even feel like I have to go down anymore. Oh, I missed that one. Okay, I'll go 2 days later. That's how often they're going up. So for me, my use case in the camera drone that I'm most interested in is, and I've been suggesting this a bazillion times all over the place, is I want to hire opticals and give me like a 10x optical. Hell, give me a 15 or a 20x optical on the camera drone, because when it's a manned space flight, you got to stay 40 nautical miles away. It's basically 45 miles is the TFR when a manned rocket goes up. So you really can't get anywhere near it when that's happening. So something like a 10, 15, 20 would be interested. So until they release something with a big optical on it, I don't know that I'm necessarily going to be interested.
That's going to be tough. I mean, optical, that's
heavy.
Keep in mind, Apple and Samsung are both playing with the telephoto lenses on their latest phones. The iPhone 15 and the S24 that's coming.
Some of this is hype too. It's not.
Yeah, I agree, because the sensors are really small.
But yeah, either that or just get a really nice, 500 millimeter zoom lens and slap it on your Sony or Canon or Nikon.
But you can't see everything from the ground that you can see from the drone.
Oh, I know. I mean, there's nothing like an aerial shot.
And Jenna, if I bought a camera,
Hey,
it would
Ron,
be.
I got a solution. Just strap that camera to your drone.
Yeah, exactly. That's where the center lifter would come in, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's. I'll be honest. I love the concept of the Sony AirPeak. If Sony could get that thing down to a more reasonable price, I'd be a buyer.
What is the price now? About 18?
No, the drone itself is $9.
And the camera is about 10, right?
No, the camera is your camera. Any of the Sony Alpha cameras can be mounted on that thing.
So
Wonder what the
3,000
price
or
of that is.
4,000.
So yeah, it depends on which one you put on there.
Yeah.
It's literally any of the Alphas. So it could be $2,000 to $7,000.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice.
That concept, that was one of the things that when I first jumped in and I got my Evo 2 Pro, one of the selling points of the Evo 2 Pro was the interchangeable camera, right? So one of the things that foolishly thought they would do would be to come out with some additional cameras for that drone, which they obviously never did. But that concept of an interchangeable camera, right? And DJI, I'm surprised when the Mavic 3 came out that they didn't have the interchangeable camera like the Evo 2 did.
Well, they saved it for the Aspire. Or no, Inspire. They saved it for the Inspire.
I would rather that they give us the Mavic 3 with an interchangeable camera, and instead of giving me one big honking thing with 3 cameras, sell me 3 cameras that are all micro Four Thirds.
Talking about big honking things, man, check this out, what I just found. This 7-inch from iFlight is like the Evoke. It's long, heavy, mean, and the batteries are 8,000 milliamp hour batteries.
And probably last 2.5 minutes.
Well, it weighs so much. I wonder how much it weighs.
Did you say 8,000? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Wow.
8,000 milliamp.
That's bigger than my Evo 2 Pro battery, which is 7,100.
You could start your car with that thing.
Yes, you can, Jenna. Yes, you can. Let's see how much the
You could run your RV all night.
air conditioning. Yeah, this is a long range sucker right here, man. Talking about beefy. I wonder how much this thing would weigh. That's what I want the specs. HD additional parts. LiPo.
What's it for? Long range flying or something?
It's a 7-inch, yeah.
With the 03, you don't need to put another camera on there.
Right. It's got the 03 in it. See, right here. You can get it with the RunCam Link WASP optional. It uses 2809 motors. They use 7.5-inch props. It weighs in at 695 pounds, and then you add another 695 pounds. So, yeah, right.
Kilograms.
Let's call it 700 grams, and then we're going to add with takeoff weight with the 8,000 milliamp hour battery. Takeoff weight is 1,600.
Oh crap! That's more than my Mavic 3 Pro.
1,600 grams.
Mavic 3 Pro, I think, is like 1,300.
Okay, and maximum takeoff altitude is 7,000 meters, so we're probably talking about 20,000 feet. Takeoff.
Hey, you could almost use it at Mount Everest.
140 kilometers an hour. What is that in miles? So that's about 90, 80 miles an hour. Let's do the quick look up. What do you think?
I don't know. That's what the internet's for.
Right.
Wow, that is nuts. Let me see if I can find.
Where'd Scotty go?
Scotty? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
He disappeared on us. You must have accidentally hit the button.
Oh, did I do it? It's 86.87 miles an hour. That's what it is.
Oh. Is he in the backstage or is he gone?
He is gone.
Yeah. He
Yeah, maybe he had
disconnected.
to go.
He had to go. Well, it is. We're 4 minutes over, so we should cut it off. But this is an interesting gig right here, and that thing is huge. So
I wonder how long range is.
it's 03, so that's going to be pretty good.
15 kilometers.
And they're using all the GPSs available. Oh, GLONASS, GPS, SBAS, Galileo, and I don't know.
Although, is it ELRS? What's the range on ELRS, I wonder?
It's
You
not
can-
15
you
kilometers.
can-
I mean, the quads FPV systems don't go that far.
Yeah, and you see the little antenna here for the receiver. So you could definitely run the receiver here. You can run your TBS Crossfire, ELRS. You can do the 2 different types. I'm not sure which one would be better either. The 2.4, you're definitely going to get better, longer range, I believe.
No, the 900.
The 915 right
The
here.
lower that number, the
Yeah.
longer the range.
Now, I didn't see that until now. That's why the 900 one. Definitely, you're right.
In the U.S., I'm surprised because I think that's a government. You got to have special to run in the 900 megahertz range because the government has a lot of shit in that range.
Yeah, that's good to know. Well, okay, guys, I think we're gonna call it the night here. Everybody, thank you for joining. Ronnie Bell, Lambo Drives. Thanks for joining, guys. It's a very interesting conversation. That 7-inch is interesting. It definitely interests me. That's something that I might migrate to a bigger platform with.
I think Doc is talking about building a 10-inch.
Yeah. Yeah, people are doing it. They're flying it, man. They're going to be like 2,000 grams.
Sooner or later, somebody's going to show up at one of these with a one of the cars.
No, he's gonna put remote control on one of his airplanes because he's got his pilot's license. So one of his home built airplanes, he'll just the entire plane. He'll fly.
It'll be just another experimental.
Max Air will have to grow his planes a little bigger.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, thanks for having me out.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Good night, guys. Really good, fun time tonight.
Have a good rest of the week.
You too. Thanks.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.